We are shedding light on a case that is known as living in a house of horrors. All four of the individuals here allegedly starved a 14-year-old who weighed just 35 pounds, was kept locked up in her bedroom with a camera on her. Let's get into the details. All four individuals here are from Wisconsin, and they're accused of severely neglecting a 14-year-old girl in their care after authorities say they found the teen, who weighed 35 pounds, very, very close to death. Walter S. Goodman, who is the victim's father, Savannah Lefevre, the victim's adult stepsister, and Kayla Stemler, the stepsister's partner, as well as Melissa Goodman, the girlfriend to the father, they were all taken into custody and charged with multiple counts of chronic child neglect resulting in great bodily harm and emotional damage. Now, according to the criminal complaint, Goodman called 911 at about 5:30 p.m. on August 21st, and he reported that his daughter was autistic, had not eaten in the last 4 or 5 days, and now appeared to be comatose. She's just laying there with her eyes open, all creepy, Goodman told the dispatcher, adding that the victim does, quote, a lot of self-harm, so her legs look horrible, end quote. He also said that his daughter was underweight because, quote, she just don't eat, end quote. Upon arriving, first responders said the victim appeared severely underweight and malnourished. They noted that her collarbone, her rib cage, hip, and cheekbones were very prominent, and that she looked to be the size of a 6 to 8-year-old child. The victim was transported to St. Vincent Hospital in Green Bay. However, due to the severity of her condition, she was soon airlifted to Children's Hospital in Milwaukee for more specialized treatment. The medical personnel determined that she suffered a very large bruise on her forehead. She had a glucose level of 24, a temperature of 100.6. She was very hypothermic and was suffering from multiple bed sores. She was diagnosed with severe malnourishment, and doctors said they were highly concerned that she could suffer catastrophic organ failure within 72 hours. Now, the doctors also noted that there were no medical records for the victim from the last 5 years, which is about the time her mother went to jail and she began living with her father, stepmother, and adult stepsister. Goodman told authorities his daughter had been sick and just throwing up for about the last 6 days, but he had not sought medical assistance, calling her condition, quote, normal kid stuff, end quote. He explained that the victim's mother was diabetic, and while the victim had never been tested for the disease, he thought her sugar might be low. So I gave her a little bit of wild cherry Pepsi, Goodman told the police. During the initial investigation, Goodman told police he put a camera in his daughter's bedroom because she self-harms and picks at herself. He also said he had installed an alarm on the victim's door because she did not sleep, claiming she would stay awake for, are you ready for this? 1 to 3 weeks at a time. Does he think we're all dumb? Like, make it make sense. What is wrong with you? Goodman also blamed his daughter's severe weight loss on her lack of sleeping, not a lack of eating. Is the intelligence in the room with us? However, when police interviewed one of Goodman's friends, he recalled a time in August when he was at the home fixing a four-wheeler, and the victim came out and asked him what he was doing. The friend said this irritated Goodman, who told her to keep quiet before allegedly making several disturbing comments. From the affidavit of the court records, this is what was said. He heard Goodman make comments like, if she misbehaves, I'm not going to feed her today. The friend said he told Goodman that he can't do that, and that Goodman said, well, I keep her locked up in her bedroom with a camera on her, and that's where she stays. The friend said he told Goodman that he can't lock a kid in a bedroom. That was abuse. The friend indicated that at times when Goodman brought the victim to his house, Goodman would tell the victim to shut the F up and sit there and don't say anything. When the friend confronted Goodman about how he treats his daughter, the friend claimed Goodman went on a diatribe about the child, saying, if I could leave her somewhere in the woods, I'd leave her. The friend also recalled Goodman telling the girl, I wish I could kill you. Police also spoke to the victim's teachers from 2019 to 2020, who allegedly said she remembered the victim being friendly and talkative and could not recall anything about her being autistic or enrolled in any special education programs. Rather, the teacher said the victim had been a healthy, normal third grade student who interacted appropriately with her peers and staff. Authorities say that Lefevre and Stumler, which is a stepdaughter, and her partner, would often look after the victim when Goodman and his wife Melissa were out of town so another child in their care could get cancer treatment. During those times, police said Lefevre and Stumler continued to abuse and neglect the victim. There's months of messaging in this case, and some of them among the three women, they referred to the girl as, quote, dummy or, quote, stupid when discussing her eating schedule. Quote, we gave her a expletive shake last night because I felt bad. And of course she was laying nice and quiet to get what she wanted, Lefevre messaged. Quote, yes, she's a manipulative. That's how she works, Melissa Goodman responded. According to the investigators, the teen had lived with her dad since 2020, when her mother had been put into jail, never going to the doctor or school the entire time. The complaint alleged she was mistreated by all of the adults in the home and stated that Melissa Goodman and Lefevre were extremely obese to the point of being nearly bedbound and rarely left the residence. Stumler was the only one to work outside of the home. Now, all of them were living together in this Oneida home, and they all face 5 counts of chronic child neglect for failing to provide necessary care, food, medical care, clothing, and education in compliance with state law. And once again, this is another case where a child was removed from school and there was no follow-up on it. This is the most egregious case of child neglect I think I have ever personally seen in my nearly 25-year career, Outagamie County Assistant District Attorney Julie Duquesne said in court. And I think that's a pretty good way to sum it up. The victim here was incredibly close to death. And thank goodness in this case, she is still alive. It's said that when she was in the hospital and the staff offered her food and the different meals that she could have there, her eyes lit up of all the options and all the food that she could eat. And she did state that if her father knew, he would be so upset with her for eating too much. That is shocking, especially considering the photos above. This case is devastating, and I think calling it a house of horrors is absolutely correct. Let's hope that there is justice served for this victim and that she moves on to a better life and she experiences love in her future. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to shed light on this case with me. Stay tuned, like and follow for more updates on this case and others like it. And don't forget, what happens in the dark always comes to the light.